Do the storms or negative circumstances of life have you down? Ready to embark on a journey to overcoming these situations? Well then, welcome to Metaphysical study of Psalm 2, where we explore your power to overcome the challenges of life. Psalm 2 offers a profound lesson in how to transcend the storms and challenges of life by aligning ourselves with divine intelligence. It portrays a symbolic scene where nations and rulers conspire, seemingly in defiance of the divine order. However, the deeper metaphysical meaning shows us that these external conflicts are reflections of inner turmoil, often driven by the ego's resistance to higher guidance. This psalm reassures us that when we surrender to divine will, we find the peace and strength to rise above all obstacles. Verse 1, why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? Here, heathen metaphysically represents the outer egoic mind, caught up in fear, doubt, and separation. The vain thing symbolizes thoughts or actions that come from the illusion of separation from divine power. When we allow our minds to be consumed by these lower states of consciousness, we are trapped in the storms of life, unable to see clearly. But this verse serves as a reminder that these storms are merely the effects of misaligned thinking and are not the true reality. Verse 2, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, in this verse, kings and rulers represent the governing thoughts and beliefs of our egoic mind. They seek to operate independently of the divine source, often leading us into conflict. However, the Lord, YHVH here, is the metaphysical symbol of the one power, the pregender, omnipresent source of all that is. It is infinite intelligence, infinite life, and infinite love. The anointed represents the Christ consciousness within us, the divinely aligned aspect of our being that knows its oneness with God. We must remember that the Lord is not an external being, but the ultimate creative force, the eternal presence within and around us, always guiding us back to our true nature. When we try to go against this divine flow, as these rulers do, we experience inner and outer turmoil. But the truth is, there is only one power, and it is always working for our highest good. Verse 3, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. This is the ego's cry for independence. The ego believes it can control life on its own, separate from divine intelligence. But this separation is the source of suffering. We may feel bound by limitations and challenges, but these bands are only real to the ego. When we recognize our unity with the divine, these perceived constraints dissolve. Verse 4, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. The heavens represent the higher states of consciousness, where infinite intelligence resides in perfect peace. The laughter here symbolizes the serene, unwavering nature of the divine. It is not disturbed by the chaos of the ego, because it knows the truth, that only divine law governs reality. We are invited to rise above the storm into the calm of divine consciousness, where we can look at our egoic struggles with a higher perspective. Verse 5, Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. It's essential to understand this verse from a metaphysical perspective. The infinite is never angry or wrathful, as wrath and anger are human projections rooted in the egoic mind. The wrath of the Lord is simply the effect of infinite intelligence working to correct our misguided thoughts and behaviors. When we are out of alignment with divine truth, it may feel like the world is against us. But this is not punishment. This is the compassionate action of divine law helping to bring us back to balance. When we allow the infinite to help change our thinking, the process may feel intense because it disrupts the old patterns we cling to. The ego interprets this as discomfort, but it's actually the purging of false beliefs and the clearing of the way for our greater good. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. Zion represents the place of spiritual consciousness, the inner sanctuary where we experience oneness with the divine. The king is the Christ consciousness, the awareness of our divine nature that reigns supreme within us when we are fully aligned with the source. Despite the storms of life, this king is always established within us, waiting for us to acknowledge and embody it. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. This verse affirms our divine origin. We are all children of the divine, born of infinite intelligence. The decree is the eternal truth that we are made in the image and likeness of God, perfect, whole, and complete. When we embrace this truth, the storms of life lose their power over us. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. This is an invitation to claim our divine inheritance. The heathen represents the unruly thoughts of the lower mind, and we are told that these, too, will come under the dominion of divine love when we ask for guidance. The uttermost parts of the earth symbolize the full manifestation of our good, available to us when we align with the divine. Verse 9, Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Metaphysically, this verse illustrates the power of divine truth to dissolve all false beliefs. The rod of iron represents the unbreakable strength of divine law, which can shatter the illusions and limitations created by the egoic mind. The potter's vessel symbolizes the fragile, temporary nature of egoic constructs, our old ways of thinking, our fears, and our attachments. When we align with the divine, those limiting beliefs must fall away, making way for a clearer expression of our true nature. It's not a violent act, but rather a compassionate breaking away of falsehood to reveal the strength of the truth within us. Verse 10, Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Here, kings and judges represent the governing forces within us, the thoughts and beliefs that have power over our experience. This verse is a call to wisdom, inviting us to listen to the inner guidance of divine intelligence. To be wise means to turn away from egoic thinking and seek alignment with the infinite. When we operate from this higher wisdom, we become the rightful rulers of our own consciousness, making choices from a place of divine clarity rather than fear or separation. Verse 11. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Metaphysically, fear here is not the earthly fear we associate with dread or anxiety. It refers to a reverence or deep respect for the divine power within us. To serve the Lord means to align our thoughts, actions, and intentions with infinite intelligence. The trembling is the awe we feel when we realize the magnitude of the divine's presence in our lives. When we truly understand that infinite love is guiding us, there's a sense of humility and joy. This verse encourages us to rejoice in the realization that we are never separate from the divine, and that the power of infinite intelligence is always working through us. Verse 12. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. The phrase kiss the Son symbolizes the act of acknowledging and embracing our Christ consciousness, the divine spark within. The Son here represents the perfect divine idea in each of us, the part of us that knows our oneness with the infinite. The anger spoken of is not literal anger from the divine, but rather the experience of inner turmoil when we resist our own divinity and operate from egoic consciousness. To perish from the way is to lose our sense of purpose and direction when we are disconnected from our source. But when we embrace the Christ within and trust in the divine, we are blessed. This blessing comes from living in alignment with infinite intelligence, where we experience peace, joy, and abundance regardless of external circumstances. The final verses of Psalm 2 reinforce the importance of aligning ourselves with the divine within us, symbolized by the Son or the Christ consciousness. When we resist the pull of the ego and instead kiss the Son, embracing our higher self, we find true peace. The stormy circumstances that once seemed overwhelming are revealed to be opportunities for growth and transformation. We are reminded that infinite intelligence never abandons us, but is constantly guiding us toward our highest good. Trusting in the divine allows us to rise above the temporary challenges of life, and by doing so, we are blessed with the realization that we are always held in the loving presence of infinite spirit. In conclusion, Psalm 2 reminds us that the storms of life are only temporary, and that they arise from the illusion of separation. When we align ourselves with infinite intelligence, we can overcome any challenge. The Lord, as the one power, is always working for our highest good, and even what seems like wrath or discomfort is the loving hand of the divine leading us back to truth. We can trust in the anointed presence within us, the Christ consciousness, to guide us through every storm into peace, abundance, and divine fulfillment. In the end, all egoic struggles are dissolved in the light of divine love, and we are restored to our true nature, one with infinite spirit. The key to overcoming any storm is to release the illusion of separation, and remember that the Lord, the one power, is always on our side, guiding us to our highest good. Now join me in the affirmative spiritual mind treatment for overcoming the storms of life. Infinite Spirit, divine source of all life, I recognize your presence within and around me. You are the one power, the one source, ever present and ever available. You are infinite love, infinite intelligence, and infinite peace, guiding me through all circumstances with unwavering strength. There is no storm greater than you, for you are the calm at the center of all things. I know that I am one with this divine power. The same infinite intelligence that governs the universe flows through me and expresses as me. I am one with the peace, love, and wisdom of the divine. There is no separation between us, for I live and move in the presence of infinite spirit. As I turn inward, I align myself with this perfect wisdom and guidance. In the midst of any challenge or storm, I know that divine order is unfolding in my life. I release any sense of fear, doubt, or struggle, knowing that these are merely illusions of the ego. The truth is that I am guided, protected, and supported by the divine in every moment. Every storm I face is an opportunity for growth, transformation, and greater alignment with my true purpose. I declare that infinite intelligence is leading me through this experience with grace and ease. I trust that all is working together for my highest good. The power of divine love dissolves any obstacles before me, and I move forward with confidence, knowing that I am always safe and secure in the arms of the infinite. I give thanks for the perfect resolution of this situation. I am grateful for the divine wisdom that leads me to peaceful solutions, for the strength that sustains me, and for the love that surrounds me at all times. I celebrate the knowing that I am always held in the loving care of the divine, no matter what appears before me. I release this word into the perfect law of the universe, trusting that it is already done. I let go of any need to control or fix, allowing infinite spirit to work through me and for me. I surrender to the divine flow, knowing that peace, harmony, and good are already manifesting in my life. And so it is.